Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Demario Davis there on the stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run on first down. It's Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Rodgers being chased out left. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. On first down, it's Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Running right, Jones. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And Adams has it complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Throwing is Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The veteran tight end Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
36. At the 4-yard line. Hey, Delta. 5-9.
Throwing on 2nd down. Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down.
Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Now Breeze. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got a 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Kamara. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 78 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
And it's 3rd down.
319. Check 56.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll go with Jones. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A give to Kamara running right. Down to about the 22 here. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Hey, Haywood. 42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Partner, earlier I asked you about some teams that were underperforming so far. Well, right now let's play a game arrow up, arrow down. I'll give you teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack. You tell me if they're going to go up or down second half of the season. Let's start with the Raiders at 3 and 4.
Arrow up. I think they're going to beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they will beat someone good down the stretch.
Okay. Now Jacksonville, they're 500 right now, 4 and 4.
Yeah, but their division is conducive to their arrow going up. Gardner Minshew playing well. Maybe Nick Foles comes back, and I like that defense.
Okay, the Lions got a win last week to get to 3-1. How about them?
Don't like their division. Minnesota, Green Bay within division. Unfortunately, arrow down.
Lastly, how about the Panthers, 4 and 3?
Defense is supposed to travel. That was a tough one in San Francisco last Sunday. Still think that will happen, and I do believe Cam Newton will come back this season. Arrow up.
First and 10 at the
Check.
44
Hey, exit.
line.
Check. 42's the line.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Running with Kamara. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Mike 42. Mike 42. Kill. You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike 42. Mike 42. Check. Mike 42.
The final shot before half for Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Bravo. Here we go, G. Mike 42.
Now on 2nd and 13. Breeze. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 16 yards, a first down. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Ready? Kill. Go team, spill.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd and 2, Breeze out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Looking to throw on second down. Breeze. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And that's caught by Smith. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now on 2nd and 13. Breeze, he gets it to Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas